I found that spiritualism and materialism are basically two opposite personality defects, two different kinds of a divided self. There's different kinds of divided self. There are selves that are divided to the top, and there's selves that are divided to the bottom. There's two kinds of dualities, spiritual dualities and material dualities. The material ego, which means the interests of our animal self and our physical self, are after sex, money, power, pleasure, comfort, sometimes to such an intensity that the emotional self dies and the reason or the intellectual also dies. There's no reason. There's just a quest for pleasure, and power becomes so intense that it becomes basically, the soul becomes a greed monger, a money monger who will do anything for money. That's a definite defect, but it's a material defect. The other kind of souls are exactly the polar opposite of the materialist, which is the spiritualist, somebody who doesn't care about money, who doesn't care about power, who doesn't care even about society, who wants to escape somewhere, be at peace. The world is damned, often impossible, not improvable. Spirituality, the spiritual tradition is one of escapism. It's one of condemning sex, pleasure, power, and money. And when you need money as a spiritualist, you beg for it. You steal it from your parents, this kind of thing. I have this kind of experience. And I spent 7 years in spirituality, and I know what a spiritual ego is. I've been fighting it my whole life. The real soul has basically 4 branches. It has a reason, it has emotional, animal, and physical, and all these branches need to grow together. The soul basically has assets that it has to grow together. If it doesn't, if one of these assets grow too much, then it becomes an arrogance. You can have a physical arrogance. You can have an animal arrogance. You can have an emotional arrogance, which is something that we don't understand in Western psychology. The emotions can grow so much that the animal becomes so dwarfed and sick that it has very big problems with pleasure, which in white society is very much the norm. Spiritualism will destroy the animal and its pleasures. It will destroy sexuality, seriously. In fact, sex is prohibited to priests or gurus or high-level rabbis. And sex is associated with Satan. Right? And when it is done in a covert manner with a really big guilt, because the reality is that sex cannot be killed. It is part of the soul. Sex is an integral part of the soul that cannot be killed until death. So either it is growing, it's decaying, it's sick, it's struggling, or it's making the soul suffer. It's basically a part of the car. I mean, we are a car with 4 wheels, and all wheels are important to the car. If one of the wheels is flat or a wheel is broken, the car can't really function properly. And we are dysfunctional because we have a civilization that does not encourage the soul to grow in all of its faculties, but the soul to grow just emotionally. We're a spiritual-minded kind of civilization. Anybody who thinks too much about money is kind of satanic. We have personalities to whom money is nothing. It will come from the sky somewhere. It's some miracle will make it happen. And we have souls to whom money is everything. Souls who will do anything to get money. They will get into corrupt activities, thievery. They will sell their bodies. They will associate with crazy kind of personalities or crazy ventures just to make money. Right? Why? Because the animal and the physique love the power and the comfort of money. They want the big boats. They want the big houses. They want the big adventures. They want the big orgies, this kind of thing. Money is able to buy that. When you have no money, you have a hard time living in a shack. So there's two defects in the personality. I call it upper duality, lower duality. Right? It's escapism versus greed. In our society, we have condemned greed. All the religions have found that the animal and the body are the site of evil, which is untrue. The body is not evil. The animal is not evil. Right? Duality is evil, and mental defect is evil that don't allow the soul to grow in real life. Condemning life completely and trying to escape in some peaceful state of mind, floating over the head, is an escapism. It's a duality. But these are the same spiritualists who claim oneness. They have the vision of oneness, like they're one. They're not one. They're killing the animal. They're killing the body, but they're one with the animal and one with the body at the same time. How could that be? That's why spiritualists are often bankrupt and they have huge problems with pleasure in regular society. Spirituality is a mental defect. Materiality is a mental defect. What is not a mental defect is a growth of the soul in life to become an adult and to grow all the faculties and to thrive the soul itself. If the soul destroys its lower nervous system, if you destroy your animal, if you destroy your body because you're paying too much attention to your emotions or to your intellect, you're committing a crime to yourself. It's a form of suicide. And there's a definite serious depression that will happen. The opposite is also true. If you kill your emotionals, if you close your heart because you're paying too much attention to profit, to money, if you keep continuous attention to making money, to making a profit, if you're a material soul, you will destroy your emotions and you will destroy your reason. Right? And you will have two cancers in your soul, which you will have to struggle with and which eventually will destroy you. So you need all four faculties healthy so that the soul may thrive by these four faculties, which is the objective of the evolution of life.